Hello people of the internet, I'm the Plan. Welcome back to the Kilmac League. It's week 29 now and we're kicking it off with something very unusual with Kent FC taking on Rathgor Dynamos, and I thought it would be a very competitive game. Turned out not to be, so Adolf Hitler got the first goal, and there weren't too many goals today, I don't think. It just wasn't as competitive as I thought it would be. It certainly didn't give that impression when Gerard Muller scored the equaliser almost a minute later, so I thought, okay, we've a game on, but very quickly afterwards, Luka Modric put Kent in the lead, and from there they just never really looked back. I suppose you can say that a lot of times about Kent, but then the piss man got in and he scored a goal. He almost tripped over the goalkeeper there, but for play to him, kept going and whatnot, and he got his reward. Anyway, then this kick out went awry. Trying to go down with possession just didn't quite work out. And Hitler is played in again, and looking for someone to pass it to. He decides he has Gary Lineker open, I believe. Yeah, it is. Okay, so 4-1, and then looking for a fifth goal. They try very hard, Kent, but I don't think they get it. So yeah, 4-1, comprehensive win, not very close. Pretty much what you'd expect. And for Kent, it's what they need. So yeah, all's one that ends well, except for kill this goal. Now we move on to Domino's Pizza Zimbabwe and Kilmacthomas United, and this one was a bit of a surprise. Kilmac's, for all their trying and great amount of effort, it's fair to say, they didn't actually score a goal in this game, and they didn't have very many shots. They came very close there in this instance here, but just lack of control there, and Mr. Mustafi passes it away. Important away point, I suppose, for Domino's Pizza Zimbabwe. But yeah, I will say that eliminations are starting next week. So yes, starting next week, one team will be eliminated. That's not me counting them out, but that's it will be mathematically impossible for one team to win the league next week, and I'll be letting you know when each team is officially mathematically eliminated. But yeah, anyway, St. Declan's Athletic and Kilmacthomas AFC, I thought that Kilmac might stumble over this hurdle, but no, they jumped out to a very confident start with that goal after some poor defending, and then the poor defending continued there for Kilmac. Patrick Morrissey showing some great hustle there to get in the box, take the ball off the defence and tuck it away in the bottom corner. So yeah, 2-0 to 2-0 to Kilmac, and somehow that stayed out. I don't understand how that happened. Even looking at the replays, I can't figure this out, but anyway, all I need to know is that somehow that wasn't a goal. Anyway, then 3-0, that pretty much sealed the deal for Kilmac. It was their game at that point, so 3-0. But St. Declan's didn't lie down. They scored a goal back. A fairly scrappy goal, but the printer gets one anyway, so he can have one to his tally. But yeah, it's a little more than a consolation. I suppose 3-1 looks a lot nicer than 3-0. So yeah, with that said, it's not really a result St. Declan's can make much use of, but Kilmac, as for them, they definitely keep up the pressure and keep putting pressure on Kent FC to do well. Anyway, St. Mary's hurling and Portlaw United was a very interesting game, and definitely one of the better games this week. It started off with St. Mary's dominating for most of the opening proceedings, and then John Milan was deemed to have been brought down by Shannon Kenny in the box, and I think it's very hard to argue looking at that anything else happened. But so obviously this resulted in a penalty. I didn't realise McFucker-Bottom was the one who took penalties for St. Mary's, but he does, and he took that one fairly tightly away in the top corner, and it looked like it was going to be a lost cause, but in the 84th minute Sean Power scored an equaliser. That was huge for Portlaw. And as I said, this was a very interesting game, so this wasn't the only goal that we saw this late on in the game, because ripping possession off of St. Mary's, it was in Cleary Alsbury getting forward and scoring a goal, and I have to say that is a fine goal to get, just the effort involved in it, you know what I mean, and this is actually slowing down on me. But yeah, it's very good from Portlaw's perspective. Disaster there from St. Mary's perspective. They would have hoped to have gotten something out of this game, and the way it's going, obviously they're not going to. So yeah, that's the way it finished actually. 2-1, it's a huge win for Portlaw. They desperately needed 3 points, and it doesn't matter where they come from, at the end of the day. TFR 155 and Rainbow Hall FC next. And so it's I have to say, Rainbow Hall, I am cautious of them whatever game they're playing, because they do have upset potential, massive upset potential compared to other teams in their half of the table. But Caelan Quinn was quick to put those doubts to rest. And Room 55, having said that, for all the effort that Rainbow Hall gave, it was still rarely ever in doubt that Room 55 were going to dominate this game, because the amount of chances they created, this is only the ones they took, I'm showing you. Now, in fairness to Rainbow Hall, they did make the scoreline look very close, and then deservedly so, Xavi getting that goal. Very good it's very good from the Rainbow Hall team, but it wasn't enough to win, and Room 55 secure yet another important 3 points on their road to what will hopefully be a solid title challenge. And speaking of title challenges, AS Flahavens were up against Jon Walters FC. Massive potential there for Banana Skin, but they were very, very quick off the mark. So that's what you need to be against these teams, to just really crush any element of nervousness. And so Keane Mulhern scored first, and then Teresa Keane almost scored, but Alice White was on hand to tap the ball in at the back post. So that's 2-0. Jon Walters FC already in a bit of a hole, but Teresa Keane made it worse for the away side, scoring the 3rd goal of the game. So Flavins, I suppose, after what was fairly turbulent few weeks since the mid-season break, they did need a bit of certainty. Jon Walters did get a goal back, not something they would have wanted, but I suppose you can only control so much and whatnot. So Alice White getting forward, Keane Mulhern then played in, and he taps it away. Nice, tidy finish, rolled along, and no need to blast it. And yeah, that says it all for Jon Walters, doesn't it? Anyway, so 4-1, comprehensive win for AS Flahavens. It'll do something nice with the goal difference as well, and a win they were expected to get. So no complaints there. We move on to relegation battle. Atletico Sunflower Shop going up against Fire Station 3196 from the Sunflower Shop. So Atletico are very close just to being entirely eliminated from the Kilmac League. So they needed a win here today, and they started off brightly with Okwem Jonathan Sherry-Mala with a nice first time finish in the 17th minute into the top corner past Fireman Sam to make it 1-0. The away side, though, are a talented team, and they refuse to be simply beaten by a single goal. So Diego Maradona took a nice touch and a nice finish, getting the ball into the back of the net. It didn't really last long for Atletico Sunflower Shop. Killian Power then playing in Bildo Spingy Wilbo, and Spingy Wilbo almost gets us there, but Atletico Sunflower Shop down 2-1 in this game, and it's not looking good for them. So Okwem Jonathan Sherry-Mala, Amy Lynn, and it's really nice link-up play from Atletico Sunflower Shop. So it's actually 2-2, and that is Giuseppe Meazza. I don't know, maybe they'd be doing better if he was on the field more often. But then Okwem Jonathan Sherry-Mala got in, and that was a huge surprise. 3-2 to Atletico Sunflower Shop in what could be a crucial game when we look at it at the end of the season to avoid relegation. But then Sherry-Mala plays in Giuseppe Meazza to make it 4-2, and at that point the result was beyond doubt. So surprise win there for Atletico. I didn't really expect anything from them, to be honest. It's nice to see a team defy expectations, and that's exactly what happened here today. So the second last game, let's get into CF Dungarvan or Rathgor Dynamos, and two teams that are kind of in the lower end of the title chasing pack. A win here would be vital for any side who could get it. Becca Hanna was the one to open the scoring, so the home side started off brightly, and I don't know why I made them wear both of their home kits, because it's really confusing to look at. Sean O'Neill then scored the second goal of the game, so Dungarvan were already on their way to what was a convincing win. However, it looked in jeopardy when Didier Drogba got in behind enemy lines and scored a header back to make it 2-1. So you're sort of looking at this and wondering, is this result really as secure as it seems? While it didn't do anything to change the scoreline. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, Dungarvan won, you saw that, and that's important for them, and it's not very important for Rathgor. Anyway, CF Dungarvan, or Kilmac Rovers and Dunhill Electric Co was our next game, and Osama bin Laden scored one of the weirdest goals I have ever seen. That is brilliant. Definitely one of my favourite goals I've seen this season. Now, we haven't seen many goal of the season contenders as of late. That's kind of disappointing. But anyway, never mind my disappointment. Dodo Walsh scored a goal. I don't know why he's number one, but he is. he scored an equaliser, and then Dunhill Electric Co got forward again. So this would be a disaster if Greenway Rovers were to lose it after a string of impressive results and impressive performances. For them to fall like this would be unthinkable. But Megan Mary Dunbar scored for Dunhill. He wasn't looking good, and then Jordan Curry got in behind and he poked it past David O'Neill in the Dunhill Electric Company goal. It's 2-2, and it's a very entertaining game, and we're about to see yet another goal in this a twist in this tale. Kylian Mbappe using his athletic speed to get forward and blast it past David O'Neill once again. So it's 3-2, a very entertaining game, and Mbappe was the one required, and that is an unbelievable through ball, I have to say, to make it 4-2. You know, sometimes we focus on the finish a lot, but you know, that was the case for just it's fantastic stuff. Anyway, a really weak effort of goalkeeping, I think it's fair to say, but Franz Beckenbauer won't be complaining. He scored a goal there, and that about does it. 4-3 to Greenway Rovers. I've been the man with the plan. Thank you for watching my videos, and if you'd like to see more videos, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. So until then guys, stay tuned.